All right, volume of a cone. We are going to start by having you guys list one example of a cone that you have seen in real life. So, what is an example of a cone that you have seen either at home or out shopping? What about a cylinder? We just did cylinders. Oops. What are some examples of cylinders that you've seen in your everyday life? Good. You can say like a can of soda or like a can of beans. For a cone, you can say something like an ice cream cone or a traffic cone. So we are going to look at the volume of a cone. It is actually very similar to volume of a cylinder. So if you remember, volume of a cylinder is pi times radius squared times height. However, a cylinder would go all the way up, but a cone has some missing space. And if you look, 1, 2, 3, we can cut that into 3 pieces. And in fact, a cone is 1/3 of a cylinder. So to find the volume of a cone, you take your base, multiply it by your height, and multiply it by 1/3, or divide by 3, whichever one you like. So you take this, and you can either divide by 3, or you can multiply it by 1/3. Either one of those formulas work. I prefer the first one because dividing is usually easier. Taking 1/3, people are like, I don't know how to put that in my calculator. It's just the same thing as dividing by 3. So let's take a look. The radius of this base is blank inches. What is the radius of this base? Good, 3. They even have it labeled for you. R equals 3. So we do 1/3 pi times my radius squared, so 3 squared, times my height. What is my height for this cone? Good, 10. Okay, so they kind of like didn't give us enough space to work, so let's do this work on the other side. So we need to do pi times 3, which is 9. And then pi is 3.14, so I need to multiply that by 9. I'm going to use my calculator. 3.14 times 9, that is 28.26. So 28.26, and we are still multiplying by 10. And then this 1/3, I'm going to change that into divide by 3. Okay, so 28.26 times 10 is 282.6. Just move the decimal over 1. And then divide by 3. Okay, let's see. Divide by 3. That is 94.2. 94.2. We are using inches cubed. So just like the cylinder, my measurements will be cubed. Okay, this one says my radius is half of my diameter. That's because they gave us the diameter. So if my diameter is 12, what is my radius? Well, half of 12 is 6. Okay. Yeah, like I said, they don't give us enough lines. We're just going to write it to the side. So pi times radius squared times height divided by 3. Pi, we know, is 3.14. And then my radius here is 6. So we're going to do 6 squared. And then what are we going to use for our height? Good, 4. What is 6 times 6? Good, 36. Now I can just put these in my calculator. I forgot to write divide by 3. Okay, so 3.14 times 36 times 4 equals 452.16. And then divide by 3, so then that way it's a cone. And that gives me 150.72 centimeters cubed. Okay, one last one. Okay. Volume equals pi times radius squared times height divided by 3. Okay. What do we use for pi? Good. We use 3.14 for pi. My radius here is 4, and my height is 6. And we take all of that and we divide by 3. Okay. What is 4 times 4? Good, it's 16. Okay, what do you get? So I'm going to have you take out your calculator now. I know you already have your phone on you. So do 3.14 times 16 times 6. What do you get? Good, 301.44. Now take that, make sure you push equals, and divide it by 3. What do you get? Good. We get 100.48, and that should be inches cubed. All right, go ahead and work on your practice problems.